our booster seat?
I do not. But you, okay, hold on a second. I don't. I don't have a spare booster seat. All right. Can you close the door, please? I love how all these questions. It's like right when you're trying to do something. Anyway, welcome to another edition of Lakers Fast Break, Spotlight on the Lakerholics weekend. It's chaos here at my house, as always. With me is LakerTom. It's just going to be the two of us, just the two of us. And I don't want to linger on the utter shit show that last night was. All I can say is that when we lose to the Boston Celtics, it pisses me off. And I would have rather have lost every game on the road trip and won last night, and I would have called it a successful road trip. But when you lose to Boston, and then you also just get blown out, it bums me out.
Yeah, but it gives you an opportunity to watch something else, you know.
Yeah, I went and saw Wicked too. It was fun. It was fun. It was funny.
I mean, I tuned out of the game really quickly too. It was obvious that we were going to get wiped out there. And
in the first quarter,
I still cannot believe the number of injuries, the number of scheduled losses, the back-to-backs. I mean, what's wrong with these schedulers?
Listen, that's an excuse. That's not a reason. That's an excuse. And I don't buy excuses.
I'm talking about that affecting the fact that these games are never seem to be matchups of the real players that you want to see play. It's like they're turning the regular season into
that's the modern NBA.
Into a chaotic mess, man.
No, I think it's the entitlement of the athletes. It's allowing the athletes too much leeway in determining when they play. And
the schedule's crazy. I mean, these back-to-backs. Come on,
we've had what?
Sit down.
We've had four back-to-backs, right?
It seems like 10 of them.
But it's only been four. And they've been over a week apart. It's not like we have two in a week. You know, there are times back when Kobe was playing, they'd have a back-to-back Sunday to Monday, and then another back-to-back Thursday to Friday, and Kobe played in almost all those games. So it's not like. And you can't argue that the training was better 15 years ago.
We got a guy who had a baby. We had a guy who's basically
that I accept. And listen, we've got $60 billion in a 52-year-old player who's in a wheelchair at this point.
We have another $50 million in five guys that don't contribute anything really.
We'll get into that later. You had an interesting post here that I saw this morning on the website. I'm actually going there right now. Let's see. There it is. We'll throw that up here in a minute. Let's talk about a couple of things in the Boston game. And this is something that I feel like the Lakers last season under Coach Redick. So it's I'm trying to figure out what this is, and maybe it's just things change season to season. There's different guys in the rotation now than there were last season. Is this a pre-record? It's always live, baby. We're live at Tony Bachuawa. Hi, Danny. Hi, guys. Oh, good morning, everyone. Sorry, it's collected. It's called officiating. The rest are probably batting. I don't listen. I can't deal. It wasn't the officiating. The Lakers gave up 50%, basically, 3-point shooting during the course of the game when it mattered. They
gave up 24 made threes, man.
They gave up 24 made threes to a team that isn't a great 3-point shooting team. They let them. I'm going to get the stats of the game. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. I mean, the Lakers just got their asses handed to them up and down the floor. Like, it's not like, the officiating. The Celtics shot so many more free throws. I'll bet we shot more free throws than the Celtics, and I'm going to prove it right now. I'm willing to bet. So much crap on the internet these days. All right, the Lakers shot 29 free throws compared to Boston's 12. Stop it with the officiating. Get your head out of your ass. Be a fan. Be critical. Be intelligent. Come on, man. The officiating. Get out of here with that crap. That's annoying. That annoys me on a basic level, if you can't tell. 53%. I was wrong. I gave him too much credit. I thought it was 50% three-point shooting. It was 53% three-point shooting. The Celtics had 31 assists to our 15. We turned the ball over only, you could argue only 14 times, but I'll bet it led to a lot of fast break. They turned the ball at the same time. Blocks and steals were about the same, 9 to 8 steals, 5 to 2 blocks. We had more offensive rebounds. We just let them get whatever they wanted.
They made 10 more threes. It's that simple. They made 30 more in 3-point.
They also
game over. Game over, Jamie.
They also had 7 more shots at basket and made 13 more shots overall.
Make 24 threes, you're going to win the game.
But at some point, then as a staff, you tell your team, hey, close out hard, force them into the paint. And they didn't. They never did. They just were like, I don't know how many times I watched a Laker jump from like 15 feet away. That stupid thing where they jump in the air like
that Rui's block shot. God,
I can't.
8-2, I know.
Yeah, 8-2, and I'm like, you guys.
That does not affect NBA shooters.
I don't even know if it affects rec league shooters. I'm like, what are you jumping for? Like, it might be funny.
Not only that, but you should be getting in position for a rebound, for Christ's sakes. You're not. It doesn't affect anybody. It's stupid.
Anyway, it was.
The problem is that you can't. We don't shoot threes, so basically, our game against certain teams, we have to give up certain people to shoot threes, and these people, sometimes those guys that are 30% 3-point shooters, they'll be a 45% 3-point shooter for that night. And Derek
White's one of their 3-point shooters. He's taught 10 threes. He made 50% of them. Peyton Pritchard, everybody who in the starting lineup shoots threes. Sam Hauser shoots threes. All these guys are their 3-point shooters. They all shot better than 50%. We didn't close out on anybody. There was not enough of attention being paid on the defensive end. And you can say, the players were tired. You can say, the players didn't have energy. You can say the coaching staff didn't plan well for Boston, which I think all of that is actually true. I'm not going to blame any one of those things. I'm going to look at it all and be like, all of you collectively failed. You failed as a team. You succeed as a team, and you fail as a team. And I hate it.
Those flush games, man. You just can't let it bother you.
No, I don't flush Boston games. That's weak, Tom, and you know it. If there's a team you get it for.
Boston ain't the same. Old guys can hang on to the grudges and things, but it's not
whatever. Okay.
Give me a victory over OKC 10 times over the Boston Celtics.
All right. Well, Tom will not be invited back on the program after today because that's blasphemous in my ears. And I'm kidding. And I'm of course kidding. All right. I mean, we could talk a lot about who did play. Once again,
we're still 16-5. We're still 16-5.
16-6. We lost last night.
Yeah.
That's not. Tom, there's enough.
Luka's on a fair plane. Luka's on his jet flying home.
But the loss still counts. You don't get to have cognitive dissonance on that. All right. The planet can have cognitive dissonance on a lot of things. The Lakers
nobody goes 82-0.
No, but
they may go 81-1, but nobody goes
81-1. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is still the MVP in my opinion. Nobody's even close. I mean, you have to admire what Jokic is doing statistically, but the fact that basically SGA has played in fewer fourth quarters than he's actually played in, I think, or it's like getting close. That just speaks volume to how that team is built to succeed.
It also says how much the MVP award goes to the best team. I mean,
that's an excellent point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, really. How can you? Jesus Christ! You're not going to
take it away. You can't take it away from him, right? Because
the only thing that could take it away now is maybe if they trade Giannis to the Spurs or something like that.
I mean, that's one of the teams on my short list of. Yeah. I don't think they're going to trade him in season. I really don't. Let's talk about Giannis. It's the bear and oh my God. Okay, so DJ, one of our longtime bloggers, DJ KB24, who is a wonderful person. If you come by the website, try to catch it when he posts like some of his old time photos. He is a one of those
He
guys
has
who,
an autograph and a selfie photo with his son.
but not from
With
now.
every
I'm
single
talking
player
about,
who ever went through Indianapolis.
and not from just now. It's from like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. When you didn't have a cell phone, when you had to bring a camera and have somebody else say like, "Hey man, can you take this camera of mine, hold it, and take a picture?"
You could tell that Dave inherited this thing from his father too.
Yeah, 100%.
Because a bunch of these pictures are pictures his dad took because he was too young.
But anyway, my point is that he's one of those Laker fans who just like, he doesn't understand how the league works. And this is like, I'm not saying that in order to be a basketball fan, you have to understand the salary cap and all those sort of things. It's just that when you don't know those sort of things and you post something like, Rob, Giannis wants out of Milwaukee, make it happen. And we have one draft pick and like $5-10 million contracts that of players nobody else wants. That's
four of which they'd probably have to waive after the trade in order to get done.
Half the team, half those guys are going to have to. I go back to cognitive dissonance. I'm like, I don't mind if you want to say something outlandish, but like, at least have the sarcasm or the irony button turned on. Like, I get it. Like, maybe you're trying to be funny, but like, it's not coming across.
If Giannis wants to come to the Lakers, he'll wait till next summer.
He'll wait for the summer. It'll be for the summer.
Yeah,
and even then, the only day we could do it is on draft day.
Yeah.
And it would have to involve signing and trading Rui and Reaves and Rui.
Yeah, I hope we don't do it. I think it'd be stupid.
I hope we don't do it as well. I think another one of our longtime bloggers, Mongo Slade, who I'm going to invent a rule after, which is the younger, not older rule. But I think he's absolutely right. And like, there's a fine line there. There's an age level where you're like, it's still a guy who's contributing. He hasn't suffered a catastrophic injury.
Yeah,
like his ankles, knees, or legs, or back, and so that's a bet I would take a risk on. But in general, the league is trending younger, trending faster, trending towards a higher pace of play, and it doesn't favor our team, at least in the regular season. The discrepancy between the playoffs and the regular season is something that the NBA is very unique in. The way the NBA everything changes in the playoffs. The officiating changes. The type of shot.
You can't play that way. You can't play that way for 82 games, man. That's why.
You could. It's a more physical game. Like the 3-point shots. So I was reading a study on this, or I was reading somebody else did a study, and I was reading their study. The number of 3-point shots go up significantly, as do the number of misses. So, like, because the paint is clogged, and some of this is like officiating, there's so many things that are being given to the offense at this point. I really just wish they would start calling one of these 5 things more consistently, whether it be palming, traveling, 3 seconds in the key by the center or any player on the offensive team, defensive 3 seconds. I guess just those 4. Those four.
Yeah. What they need to do to fix it, in my opinion, is very simple.
What is it?
Offensive player veers into a defensive player, it is not a foul. That's simple, man. You got to take that away. Take that away because that's the Austin Reaves, SGA.
No, it's James Harden. James Harden is the grandfather.
These are the guys that have mastered the art of it. I mean, Reaves has got so many arms and legs going out when he's in the key. It's impossible not to.
Well, and you notice something that's going to hurt Reaves at some point, not like his game, but like I think physically, is he's taken to, as he's slipping past the screen, his body is now pitching forward so that when the guy coming back to switch back around the screen comes to hit him, it's hitting him in the side. And sometimes he gets that call and sometimes he doesn't. But at some point, somebody's going to crash into a rib and crack one of his ribs or something awful, and you're gonna miss a ton of time. And I hate the fishing for fouls game so much. I hate it so much. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with the spirit of that. I just think that, like, in the moment, and this is another reason why I've been, I remember when Chick Hearn was, like, called kind of crazy for a few years when he's like, there really should be 3 officials. And then they added 3 officials, and suddenly everybody's like, oh yeah, why do we have 3 officials?
Now nothing gets missed. Yeah, right. Still gets missed.
I think we need 4. I think you need 4 officials, and one of them doesn't have to be on the floor. One of them is the alternate ref who's the replay ref. You don't have to stop the game. Hold on, everybody stop. I got to go put on this headset and turn around the big monitor. And no, don't get too close, everybody. We're looking at the TV over here. This whole dramatic, ridiculously unnecessary stoppage of play. Like, I understand somebody's challenging
it. What's the percentage?
Cool.
Do you know the percentage of plays that get overturned on challenges?
I have no clue. But the fact that the
challenge
exists,
it's surprising the number of them that do.
I think it's probably more. I think it's probably like 70% get overturned. That's just a guess. I have no clue.
At least 50%. Sure.
They're
half wrong at best.
Far better than 50%, because like half the time everybody just waits and you see everybody going like this, like, was it a foul? Was it a foul? Was it a foul? Was it a foul? It was a foul. All right. And then sometimes they don't call it the way you think they're going to call it. Whatever.
Well,
just make the fourth ref be the guy who's going to come on in case there's an injury.
We'll have self-driving refs soon. That's the solution. Self-driving refs.
Self-driving refs. and little rascals.
Yeah, you think the guys some of the cameramen are zooming around,
Oh, man.
They'll probably Roomba will probably take over the job of wiping down the floor, so we'll fire two or three ball boys from every team.
Just so you know, Tom, you're cutting in and out. Oh, you froze for a while. I could hear you, but your audio was a little. Anyway,
really?
Back. All right. First, something I want to say before I forget. Congratulations to the Doncic family for welcoming their new daughter Olivia into the world. Great news. I completely support. I mean, it's crazy that his wife was Slovenia. He had to travel to Slovenia, but that speaks volumes about the class of the Laker organization, the strength of the teammate, and the coaching staff. Top down, like Mark Genie on down, like you would imagine they were all like, please go and spend time with your family during this monumentous moment. It only happens once. You want to be there as a father, as a husband, and so go. And he did. And I think sorry, Tom, you keep cutting out. You're dropping off.
Really?
You're frozen.
I said that he's not a husband. They're not married.
No, that's right. He's not married yet. He's not married yet. So it's a longtime girlfriend. They have 2 kids. I think, she just lives at his house in Slovenia, and I'm sure she's doing great. What if it was a playoff game? That's a valid question, I guess.
Game 7.
I don't think Game 7 of the NBA Finals, he probably doesn't go. Early rounds, Game 1, 2, or 3, he probably goes, and I'd still support it. Game 7, whatever, man. Like, I was watching the Eddie Murphy documentary, and so much of it I thought applied to all celebrity. Tom, I think you've absolutely frozen. Oh, there you are. You're back. I don't know if can you hear me when I talk, Tom? Or
I don't have any problem hearing you.
Okay, I don't know what it is. Your connection on my screen keeps going from 0 to full, so I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, the Eddie Murphy documentary is very informative because he went on to say, like, people come up and say, oh, this movie was amazing, and this movie was amazing, and this was great. I lost Tom altogether. I think maybe he's going to restart his computer. I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye out for him. Anyway, and he was like, let's see. Hey, so in the Eddie Murphy documentary, people are coming up to him all the time saying, like, oh, you're amazing in this movie. You're amazing in this movie, and this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, I've enjoyed my movies, but, like, people don't understand. Like, when you film a movie, you get to do, like, 20 minutes of the acting and, like, 8 hours of, like, the prep and, like, waiting around and sitting in a makeup chair and doing this and doing that. And it's a job. I look at it as a job. And that's how I think most NBA players think the game of basketball. I think we look at it as this, like, game, and, like, they're so amazing. They're these athletes, and they do all these things. And they're like, and I showed up to work. The same way I go to Long Beach City College Monday through Friday, put in my 8+ hours, getting computer labs ready and stuff like that. That's how they think of going to practice, putting up some shots, lifting some weights, getting some cardio in, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, that's just my 2 bits on that. I want to show, let me see how, I used to be able to do this. I'm going to open up. Okay, it's already open. What could the Lakers do with $87 million cap space this summer? All right, let me see if I can make this happen here. Share screen. I All right. So Tom wrote this article, which I thought was incredibly interesting, and it's entitled "What Could Lakers Do?" I should say, "What could the Lakers do with $87?" Sorry, no, I don't mean to correct you. What could the Lakers do with $87 million in cap space this summer? And as always, with everything Tom writes, there's some things where I'm like, well, I mean, it's his take on it, so I try not to get too in the weeds. But technically, LeBron also didn't ask for or expect an extension, which I think should clue everybody at the end of just how much this really could be his final season. I'm sorry. I'm kind of ignoring the chat, too. I'm sorry, guys. KD, so I think Rody, yeah. You guys are absolutely right. The Rockets are killing it right there. And the Rockets might be better than us in a playoff series. It's too early to tell. There's a lot that could go down.
Well, they are better than us unless we make a trade. It's who's better.
I don't know that we really can make. I don't know that we have much in the way of trade making ability.
Yay! A subscriber.
Well, if we don't make Jamie, if we don't make a trade, we will not have.
Well,
we will have only about $20 million in tradable contracts next summer. We'll have 3 draft picks, and we'll be able to go out and get a player who makes at the most $20 million.
I understand. I understand that completely.
We need contracts to trade.
Yeah, I mean, to a point. It depends on the contracts you're talking about and the players. So this is it, and I think this is right. You know, LeBron. So for me, I'm letting everybody on the list except maybe Hayes walk. LeBron can return if he wants to play at less than $30 million a season. I would keep LeBron if he wanted to do a 1-year contract at 30. Let's just call it 30, because when healthy, and everybody's going to be like, he looks terrible. This is training camp. I got to see how he gets through the whole season.
You got to see. You got to see what you got by the end of the year with LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm assuming 2 things. One, that there's going to be a serious drop off, and 2, that the Lakers made a decision. And I think that unless they win a championship or are close to it, and LeBron looks like the same old LeBron that we're used to seeing, beat Father Time, that's the only way he's going to return.
Okay, real quick. Somebody wants to know, do we think we should take on CP3? My answer is hell no. What's your answer?
Hell no.
Yeah, hell no. I don't need I know you're a fan of Marcus Smart. I like Marcus Smart sometimes, but we already have an over-the-hill point guard, like, in my opinion. We don't need an even more over-the-hill point guard to back him up.
We don't need somebody who's doesn't read the room very well at this point in time of his age.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have understood that this was not going over well with his
team.
Blame
the Clippers. It's not like they didn't know who we're getting.
Yeah.
Lawrence Frank. Lawrence Frank.
Well, they figured the guy might shut up if he couldn't get any minutes. But
whatever you want to say, like,
he saw things that were wrong, and hell with it. You know, he's ready.
Well, and I blame the staff too. Like Ty Lue seems like he's a little comfortable in Clipper land.
Ty Lue's
he's not
a lot of the shine going off of Ty Lue lately.
I think so as well. I would say that as well. And
the problem is that this has gone on for like 2 or 3 months now, where he and Ty Lue have no communication at all.
I don't care if you don't like a guy. Like, I'm sure that not everybody gets along great with JJ Redick, but like one thing I give JJ Redick a lot of credit for, and I will give credit where credit's due, and I will be critical when I think it's time to be critical. One thing I think JJ Redick is excellent, I'm saying, is being upfront with his players about what's going on and why they're not playing. And I think that's why you see Vando on the sideline not pounding. You don't see him. You never see Vando pounding. The dude hasn't played in like 2 weeks. He didn't play last night. He hasn't played in blowouts. He hasn't touched the NBA floor except during warmups for like 2 weeks. And he is the first guy off the bench clapping. He is like high-fiving, hugging guys, like involved in the game, involved in the moment. And I give Redick a lot of credit for like creating an atmosphere of trust where at least you understand why. Like, you might not like it. he might not be happy about it either because he's, you want to see everything. You want to know what you got. But, like, there's only so many minutes in a game, and you're trying to win the game. And, you can make an argument that, like, why are we playing Maxi Kleber? We'll get into that maybe later today. I personally don't know why, but whatever. That's who he's playing, and that's the coach's choice. And to be honest, like, we were winning for a while with Maxi. We've had a rough patch with Maxi. I don't think Maxi was either the reason we were winning or the reason that we're losing. But I just don't understand why you're playing a guy who's clearly not a part of the team going forward, who we're clearly not going to resign this summer. The minutes that he's getting, when you have Thero on the bench, when you have Vando on the bench who signed for like 3 more years, and you would hope that, like, you're either going to showcase him to trade him or something. Like, the only thing I can think of is that the front office is like, if we can get anything from Maxi Kleber, this is the time to do it, and you got to, like, play him, or nobody's going to want him, and he's got to, like, hit a couple of threes or do something. And he doesn't really do much. You see him, it's like 14 minutes. It's like, 1 shot, 2 rebounds, and that's it. It's like +2.
And so we've given up completely on the thought that there could be some value in Vanderbilt, because he's not getting any time, man. And our defense is sucking at this point in time. It's
listen, you're preaching to the choir on Vando. Like, I am a huge Vanderbilt fan. I think that he needs, like, a very defined role. And I
think he's attached right now to the first round pick that we have. Whoever we send the first round pick off for, they're going to send Vando with him.
Wow, hopefully
That's the only way they're going to get rid of this sucker.
Or Vando and Vincent. I would be happy with either, all of the above. Any one of those three, that if it brought back a $20 million player, roughly $20 million player, I would be.
Brewing's the only asset that we've got that we could trade it out there at this point, because we're not going to get rid of Reaves. And the other guys are basically salary filler. They'd have to go with the first round pick. Expiring contracts have a little bit of value.
They will. They don't now. They will closer to the deadline when teams.
Six teams have expected to have solid cap space next summer, including the Lakers. The other 5 teams are not competitors, really. So it's not like the old days when half the league was coming on free agency. But free agency has some real benefits. You don't have to give up capital. You don't have to get matching salaries.
I know. It's amazing.
Look what happened with Laravia, Marcus Smart, and DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
That made a big difference in being able to get those 3 guys without giving up anything.
All right, let's get back to your post here, because we talked a little bit about some of those guys. So listen, this is the projected cap space. It's about $76 million. If we renounce, I forget. It's 75 mil. Let's just call it 75 mil. That's 1 max slot, 2 solid role players, or like 3 or 4, or 2 or 3 decent role players, right?
Well, it would be, except we got a bunch of guys that deserve paydays.
Yeah.
So you got to split it between your guys and other teams' guys.
All right. So I have no interest in Robert Williams III. I know you're a big fan. That's fine. You could be a big fan. I'm not. Andrew Wiggins. I don't think he's a free agent next year, is he?
He has a player option.
He has a player option. He's picking that up. Keon Ellis.
I don't know. If the Lakers said you want the $30 million,
he's making more than $30 million.
He's making 28.
All right. For next year,
his age, he's not going to get much more than that.
You shouldn't pay him that much anyway. He's not worth $30 million.
I would go with another player, but I could see.
I would go with Keon Ellis.
Wiggins is a perfect fit, and he's a championship player.
I would go. I know he was a championship player.
I'd rather, even though he's a little bit shorter and he can't really play the position that Wiggins would play, I'd go after Keon Ellis with that.
I would go after Keon. No, that's the right move. That is the right move. Keon Ellis is a player we should
give him an unprotected first round pick and trade Dalton Connect for him.
I'm all in on that. That's one of the few trades I'm all in on. I'm like, yes, give me a younger guy that can play defense. Because listen,
that's what we spend our draft capital, not on Giannis, but on young guys that could really make Luka a champion.
I agree. All right. One thing you mentioned several times in the article, which I just think is madness, is re-signing Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart has a player option for $5.2 million next season. There's no way he's making more than $5.2 million on the open market. There is no reason.
I think like all of these things, Jamie, you have to wait and see what the year comes out. If we win a championship, and Marcus Smart plays as well as he's played defensively all year for the whole year and in the playoffs, I think that we'll re-sign him without any question.
You don't need to. He's under contract unless he opts out. You don't need to resign him.
If he does that well, he'll opt out. I'm presuming that these guys are all going to opt out with it because I'm presuming that we do well, and I'm presuming that if we do well, that's because they did well.
We'll know at the end of the year. Well, yeah, we'll know at the end of the year. I agree. I don't know about. So here are some of your free agents. Let's go down this list. Wiggins. Last salary, $27.25. Gotcha. I see that now. Projected salary, $30. It depends on the years, I guess. If it was like for like a 1 or 2 year deal, I guess. Yeah, YYC, I agree. This is one of the reasons I don't think he's going to opt out. Smart used to pick up that 3-point shot. I don't know what happened to it. I don't think he does either. No, it's a mystery. It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Our whole team went through just a horrible, less than average shooting for the expectations, and we're starting to catch up even against the Celtics. Well, we lost by 10 threes. We still shot and made 14 threes and shot.
Yeah, we still shot 25 of them. Yeah, no, we shot a 3-ball. Okay, we just couldn't get enough. We couldn't.
We're not. The problem is that when you run into a team like that's going to take 50 threes, and if they make half of those threes, you're dead. That's you can't overcome that. I don't mind them taking 53s. It's making 24. Yeah, of course, no. Yeah, and most of the time you're not going to make 25. The highest
and they only took 45.
They never made more than 20 all year.
All right, so this one I completely disagree with. I would not pay if you're going to pay anybody $25 million at the center position. It should be Ayton. Ayton better than Porzingis. I understand Porzingis averages more blocks.
Well, let's talk about Ayton. The problem with Ayton is he doesn't do any of the two things that are probably the most important things for a Luka Doncic team to do at center. No, 3. Which are basically rim protection and stretching the floor. He doesn't space the floor.
He doesn't get blocks.
You gotta combine him with a power forward who is like a 4 or 5 as who plays center.
Oh, so that's why, or you put him at the 4 and you put somebody like Mitchell Robinson in there at the center. So for
you
me,
could do that. You could be, but basically you want to pair him with a real rim protector is probably the single most important thing. Because what he does is really important. He doesn't space the floor like the other guys do. He's pretty good vertical, and he's getting better as I think our players learn where to throw the ball for him.
Exactly.
But I think that and the mid range and the free throw shots, I like that. I like that part of his game. If you could pair him with let's say one of the guys from the Heat or one of the guys from the Grizzlies, those type of 4-5s would be perfect match. Sure. They could stretch the floor, protect the rim, combine with his skills. That's how you build a center rotation that could really be effective with Luka. But if you can't do that, I was very tempted by Porzingis. I mean, he's not.
I know you are. You've been tempted by Porzingis for like 10 years. So
hey, man, I remember watching Kristaps in that infamous
draft video
where he made like 25 out of 30 shots from everywhere on the court.
But not with anybody guarding him, and not in a game.
No, but listen, the guy's proven he can win a championship, and in the right team, I would love to see him. I'd love to see him at the 5 and DeAndre at the 4. That would be a hell of a combination.
I just don't.
Too expensive. Too expensive for me at this point in time.
No, and too injury prone. If you're throwing 25 mil at somebody, you gotta play 60 games at the center.
Yeah,
you can't be playing no. And he's like, "Oh,
if he was a 15th player and we were just one player away, I would say yes, but otherwise no." I think it's the money. I don't want to give out. I don't want to. You know what's really funny is that when you're all focused on trades, what I found interesting about studying this whole free agency situation is that the Lakers are uniquely positioned among all of the teams that they can either go one route and have as much as 87 million in cap space, or they can go the other route and have a whole bunch of contracts if they make a bunch of trades so that they can build themselves up to trade for a Giannis. Do they need Reaves at 30, you know? They need, that type of pricing. And
Reaves is getting more. Reaves is getting at least 35. And YYC has a great point. Porzingis and Luka didn't get along in Dallas as well.
Yeah, no. I'm not in favor of Porzingis. I love the idea of Robert Williams.
I love your Keon Ellis. I love your Keon Ellis.
If you've got two centers, if you have two good centers on the team, and I think Hayes is keepable. If you have DeAndre and Jackson on the team, then I think you can afford to take a risk on somebody like Williams, because he is really an impact player. I mean, he can play, he can protect the rim, and he can defend in space, which is something that our guys can't do really.
For $10 million, that I'd have to think about it. I prefer Kelly Olynyk at $10 million, I think. But honestly, I would just
like Olynyk too. I like what he adds to the team in both in playmaking and shooting.
Yeah, I like
the guys on the bottom half of the list a lot more than the guys at the top half of the list.
Tom, can I ask you to add something to this next time you do it? Can you add their ages?
Yeah,
because the age makes a big difference in the debate. Because I'm not sure. I know that Robert.
No, I should have the age. I should have the age in there. Good point, Jamie.
It's just a good like, oh, this guy's like 7 years younger than this guy.
You know, this whole thing too. Like writing this article and then WordPress upgraded.
But this is great.
Upgraded some points. WordPress upgraded some points, and I sat on the article for a week almost while the site was screwed up and I couldn't post it.
Yeah, it was really screwed up. But it's great.
I must have made of this chart at least 25 screenshots of variations because I forgot. I had to add position. I noticed I didn't have position there, and I saw the age thing, and I said, "I'm just tired to do that, man."
Yeah, man. No, I hear you. And I'm not great with Power or Excel either. Okay, so couple of things, and then we'll move on from this. So my top three on this are Keon Ellis is my number one. Walker Kessler is intriguing. I do think
he's an RFA. What's good about him?
Utah is going to match that. Is the problem? 15 mil, they match that.
Yeah,
that's fine. And so why do it then?
But if you wanted to get him, there's a price that you could probably. You know what ends up happening with this thing is you're not going to get him as an RFA. It's going to be a sign and trade. It's that simple.
This is a. Don't go down this whole YYC. What if Giannis?
Wait a minute, this is like Keon.
Wait, time out. You're gonna love this one, Tom. Hold on. What if Giannis leaves and the Bucks want to get rid of Turner?
Yeah, I know.
Your boy.
I thought I haven't given up on Miles. I saw a dunk the other day. Was fabulous. But listen, here's the interesting thing about the situation. If you do a sign and trade. And let's say that we wait till next summer to do a sign and trade. You're talking about a guy who's only making he's making $4 or $5 million at most, and you're trading picks, and there's where your picks really become valuable because you could give them 3 picks on draft day for Kessler, and I would be in favor of doing that. That's the kind of move that I think is.
I'd be down with the sign and trade. I would send a protected first round pick, even. I'd send a top 8 protected first round pick and like Dalton Connect or whoever. Maybe they want Vando back, or maybe they want to sign and trade for Kleber for whatever reason. They won't want to sign and trade for Kleber.
You know what I'd like to do with him? I'd like to keep the 26th pick, and I'd like to give him the other 2 picks.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I like the idea.
You give them the first 1 through 4 picks on a 27 pick that they own.
Let's again. This is a wait till summer thing. Unfortunately for Walker Kessler, he's out for the season now. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a bummer for him and his value. Contract year, kinda. He's restricted free.
It's actually, it is in this sense, but before he went down, he was playing spectacularly.
I know, but you know,
he's even shooting. He took a couple threes and were made of.
Listen, but listen, I hear that.
I want Keon Ellis. I want Walker Kessler. Those are the kind of players that you really want to build around.
I prefer Mitchell Robinson over Kessler, if I'm being honest. I prefer Mitchell Robinson over Kessler because Mitchell Robinson is elite.
Well, there's your injury thing, though. I mean, it's.
I know, but again, if you say like you're not playing more than 20, you just need to play 20 minutes. That's it.
I would say the same thing with Robinson that I say with Williams, that if you've got two other centers that you can count on,
yes.
He's the guy.
Yes.
That's what you need to have in order to take a risk on him.
I accept that. Okay, Parade on Figueroa. We touched on CP3 already. If you haven't watched the show before, I'm just going to put it out there right now. We all think the Clippers are a joke of a franchise. They're one of the 5 franchises in the NBA that just can't seem to get out of their own way, along with the Pelicans, Hornets, and Kings.
And they're renewing their entire front office.
I just everybody's gone this summer. I think
they're giving them extensions. They have a big program for giving extensions to Frank and everybody in the front office.
That doesn't mean they can't be fired. It just means that Steve Ballmer's going to pay him for longer than he wants to. All right. Okay. Let's go down a little further. Again, you talk a lot about re-signing Marcus Smart. It doesn't need to happen.
How about take a look at the depth chart? Would you like the depth chart of that lineup?
I like the depth chart. I like Nick Smith Jr. a lot. Dalton the shooting guard. I could see both those guys go after Austin Reaves and.
Yeah, I mean, this is never going to happen because this was just a. What if you said we're only going to do free agency? You know.
No, I listen.
And you can keep with a hell of a team, free agent wise.
That is the Lakers' best option because we have so few draft assets, and if we don't make a move on draft day, we have to pick one guy.
Not only that, but we keep our 3 picks, man.
Well, no, one's happening this summer, no matter what. We don't keep.
I think. God, I hope the hell we spend one this summer. We have to spend a pick this summer, man.
We'll see. I don't know. Listen. As we said, league is tricky.
I'll take Wiggins. I take Dylan Brooks. I take Keon Ellis.
No.
You wouldn't take Dylan Brooks?
He's fool's gold. Guy's gonna. The guys. Listen. He's one of those guys who I'm like. He's great in the regular season, but when the pressure gets hot, he folds. He folded in the Olympics. He folded in the playoffs for Memphis. He folds. He can't handle pressure because he gets so like, I'm this like monster of aggression that has to destroy everything. It's like, bro, you are reading your own press.
Last 3 seasons, he shot 40% from 3, and he's played great defense.
Except the playoffs.
And
he wasn't even in the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
I don't care about how good you are.
I know he's an asshole, but I'd take him. You know, every team. I tell you, every good team that I've ever played on has had one asshole.
No, it's not about him being an asshole. I don't mind assholes. Marcus Smart's an asshole, right? Like I don't. That's not my problem with Marcus Smart. My problem with Marcus Smart is he's shooting 23% on 3-pointers, and he takes the 3rd most on the team. He still takes the 3rd most on the team, and he hasn't played in a week. That's absurd. There's no world that's justifiable.
Yeah, but you're looking at the attempts per game, and those aren't going to change because he's out. So you're looking at the same
other
stats.
guys have had a chance.
You're getting mad at the same stats every day.
No. Listen, no, you're not even listening. Other guys have had a chance to shoot more threes. Nobody's catching him because he already has shot so many that are just bad early shot clock shots where he's like, it's my shot. And you're like, no, dude. Pass the ball. Take it to the rim. You're a 93% free throw shooter. Drive to the hole. You shoot over 60% on 2-point shots. Take it a step inside the arc.
I looked at the total opposite. I'm at the total opposite point of view of you on this because I want the team to shoot a hell of a lot more threes because you can't win games if you're just shooting. If you were in 28th position in shooting threes and a 28th position in percentage wise and a 28th position in numbers you make, you're going to lose a lot of games because of the 3-point shooting. The one thing that we have done well especially since LeBron got back, although I haven't looked at the stats after last night's game. The one thing that we had done, the one thing we had done well is that since LeBron came back up until last night was that we had to reduce the 3-point differential from 6 points per game earlier in the season down to less than a half a point. And that's the key. Last year, basically, we lived on made free throws and points in the paint to compensate for 3-point differential.
That's what we're doing this year.
we up until when LeBron came back. When LeBron came back, that all shifted quite,
For like 4 games, it's a very small sample size. It's too small of a sample size to be like, this is the way forward. Plus, LeBron's probably not going to be here next season. Let's just be honest. YYC asked the same thing. So LeBron is not included in any of your free agency team building for next season.
Well, no. Basically, the Lakers made a decision that they were moving on from LeBron. They didn't offer him a contract. It's that simple.
I don't think that's.
If he win a championship, he'll come back at a reduced rate. Otherwise, he's retiring. And I think the chances are.
I mean, maybe, sure. I don't know that I'm not cut and dry about it.
There's going to be there. I think LeBron is going to see enough of a drop off in his game this year.
Again, let's we're early. We've been saying all show that we're early for all these predictions, and we're just as early on that as any of the other ones. And so, if you were to tell me that line in June, and it all looked like it has up until mid-December, I would agree with you. But there's 4 months.
Yeah, but
5 months of basketball yet to be played. This is still his training camp. He said it. The coaching staff has said it. Everybody's saying it.
Yeah, but you know that this is step back a second and think of what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
you're talking about the first time in 23 NBA seasons that he didn't make the cut at the start of the season.
He made the no.
He wasn't ready to go at the start of the season.
That's correct. There was no cut. He wasn't ready because he hurt his back in a workout, and that happened.
And he wasn't able to get into shape.
Correct.
And he's going to turn before the end of the year 41.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much the back.
On the 30th of December.
But you can definitely tell.
Tomorrow I will turn 81.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! Wish LakerTom a happy birthday. 81 big, like Kobe Bryant. 81, baby.
And LeBron will be 41.
Did you go on a hike this morning?
You know, I haven't hiked the last 2 months because my back's been killing me.
Oh, somebody didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's gotten so bad. It's gotten so bad that I've been pricing stationary bikes, basically.
Oh yeah, I love a good stationary bike. Okay, real quick, let's happy 81. Oh, hold on, YY says happy 81. Maybe the 10-point streak will make him retire. Let's talk about that for a second, real quick. And also, have you tried sleeping with a pillow between your legs? Tom.
What does that have to do with anything?
So if you sleep, are you a side sleeper or a back sleeper?
Side sleeper probably.
So if you're a side sleeper, you should sleep with a small, not a big, but a small pillow between your legs because it helps balance out the pressure on your spine so that you're not curving down towards in your hip area at the end. It's a pretty well-known study. I went through about a back pain. I had a friend who had intense back pain and was like, I don't travel without my leg pillow. He called it his leg pillow, which I thought was weird, but whatever.
No, I've tried that. I've basically Googled almost every possible solution type of thing.
Well, good luck with the back.
Yeah.
Real quick. So 10-point streak. I was happy to see it end. Let me put it this way. While it was going on, I was like, wow, that's a really cool streak. I hope it goes as long as it's organically achievable.
Yeah, but I didn't like the look of him coming in the game 25 points behind and trying to make
that was the game it should have ended. It should have ended in Phoenix. And the fact that
I'm glad that he chose to end it the way he did. It was a smart move.
I mean, I thought he actually had a fine shot. That guy wasn't going to block it. I think
but he
also,
already
like
told
you,
Rui he was going to pass the ball to him. He already brought up Rui to that side. You could see the play getting set up as he knew that his man was going to was going to go over and double Reaves, and he was just waiting for the pass from Reaves. The timing was perfect. It was LeBron had it all set up.
Reaves set it up, but yes, I think that because Reaves is the one who like pulled two defenders into the corner, and then he swung that pass to LeBron, who drove and kicked it over to Rui. It was a solid play. It was just a kind of a read-react play from the corner for Reaves, and then a drive and kick play, read-react.
Well, what was the big play? The big play was DeAndre Ayton contesting layup that shot. That was the play that won.
That BI shot. That, I mean, you could argue, oh, hey, you got fouled. They weren't calling that foul all game, so no, he didn't get fouled. And that's honestly one of those. DeAndre Ayton was mostly vertical. You don't call that. You just let it go. Yeah. BI makes the layup. You go, great job, BI. He misses the layup. You go, hey, good defense. And I thought it was good defense. And yes, you're right. That Phoenix game was the game that JJ was yelling at him. Let's be honest, though. JJ yells at everybody. He's equal opportunity for it. And that's fine. So is Pat Riley.
That was a great game. It was such a disappointment to see the Celtics game after that game. And it was sort of like, God, man.
This is one of the things that's weird about this season. Last season, we were great on the second half of back-to-backs. This season, we're awful on the second half of back-to-backs. You don't know what to point it at yet. I don't know what the problem is. It's generally, I think, our defense. And I don't want to get too into the defense today. It's already 12 o'clock, and we've all got things to do with our lives.
The defense sucks because you guys can play defense.
Well, and we're not playing. Well, one of our best defenders couldn't play, Marcus Smart, out with a back injury. Different than LeBron's. It's like a lumbar muscle strain, which I don't know how that's going to affect him all season. And this is the problem that I have with signing Marcus Smart for more money. Is like when you've already suffered multiple injuries that kept you out of multiple games the last 3 seasons. We're seeing that pattern develop now with this team. Also, why I don't think
that pattern develop across the league almost with everybody. Jesus.
But yeah, but he's
not just the Lakers. If you look at the team, look at the lineups that we're playing against in some of these games.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's a bad season for injuries. And it's funny because with the new TV deal, I'm sure Adam Silver's like, I hope Jeff Bezos doesn't call me annoyed that all the stars aren't playing on the prime game days. Like, bro,
I hate Prime Fridays. I can't stand.
I hate Prime Fridays. I'm never getting Prime. I don't support Amazon. I urge you all to boycott Amazon. Please. Do you want to help save the planet? Do you want to live in some sort of normal society? Boycott Amazon. Just start there. I don't even care how you vote. Just boycott Amazon. Give your money to somebody who built a business in your community. Pay the U.S. Postal Service to ship it to you, even if it's a whole $1 more. Boycott Amazon. Do yourself a favor. You'll thank me. You'll thank me in 10 years. I guarantee it. If we make Amazon go away, everybody will thank me in 10 years. I guarantee it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. When we win their close games, but when we lose, they're blown out. So that's something. Actually, this is a great point, YYC. It's one of the reasons when you look at other teams in the standings around the Lakers, their point differential is much higher than ours. But we are undefeated in the last 5 minutes, and we're undefeated if we go into the fourth quarter. So I will take what the Lakers are doing versus a better point differential because I don't necessarily. I mean, let's say I want to say this correctly. I don't love it when we get blown out. I did not like it when we gave up in the third quarter against Atlanta. I liked that we were get JJ Redick guys back in the fourth quarter in Boston because in this league, 20 points isn't much of a lot. It's not. They
were down to 15 points if they hadn't let those two.
We got it down to 15 points. Exactly. If we could have gotten a stop or two or made a shot or two.
If we made the first 2 threes, it would have been a 9-point game.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to. I appreciate that Redick heard me or learned or whatever. He learned. He didn't hear me. I know the truth. I know the truth, and that's fine. I'm not so big on my opinions, but that's what I want to see. I don't want to see us quit. Yep. I know that you thought he was sending a message to the team. I kind of disagree with that. It's too early in the season. You're in too competitive a conference. You don't have a game to throw away this season. You truly don't have a game to throw away. If you lose a game and you tried, I'm fine with it. I mean, I hate losing to Boston, but I like that he put the starters back. I like that he tried to win the game. And I thought the team responded well. And then Boston made some threes, and 5-6 minutes later, the scrubs.
Including a Don Nelson 3. Jesus. That high bounce.
Whatever. I know. The one that I forget who shot that. I think it was Vincent maybe who shot it.
No.
Boston was.
It was the guy. It was the guy. It was the albino kid that basically was guarding Reaves all day.
Walsh. Walsh.
He's good.
Not Pritchard. Walsh. Walsh is good. No. And everybody thought Boston was going to be terrible. Boston's 6th in the East right now.
Yeah.
So this is why you sometimes don't want to give away all your draft assets, because you get a few good first-round picks. You let them develop in your system for 2 or 3 years. Suddenly they start to succeed. Suddenly somebody like Tatum goes down. It's not great. It's not ideal, but it's not like a death knell for your franchise for an entire season. Do I think the Celtics are going to win a title? No. But if they're competitive, the fan base is happy, the players believe in themselves more, and when Tatum gets back, they're better for it as a whole. And that's just the truth. It's just the truth of it. So, and that's why I've been a little annoyed at Maxi Kleber getting so much minutes in the face of Thero, who we barely see play, even though he's healthy now. Connect, who admittedly is probably, this is his last season as a Laker, and I don't know that he's got another, I don't think he's going to make more than the vet minimum or the rookie minimum.
He's going to Portland or Utah. He's going to Portland or Utah.
Yeah, he'll probably end up there for like 5-6 mil this summer or whatever. And that, no, nobody's advocating. Listen, Adam, I don't know what show you're watching. It's not this show today. We don't want to trade Austin Reaves. We haven't talked about trading Austin Reaves.
I'm not trading Austin Reaves.
Because and I was saying this is, listen, I know you love trades and you just like throw stuff out there. I thought every trade you put out there for Reaves was ridiculous because you were trading him for pennies on the dollar. No matter who you got back, you were giving up more in salary. You were losing salary to trade. He's going to make 30 mil. He's going to be worth 30 mil, and somebody's going to want him at 30 mil as soon as he's.
I was trading at 20 points per game player.
I understand. I understand. But you're
and on top of that, every one of those trades was a trade to benefit the team, basically, because we were needing so many holes in the offense, so many holes in the defense.
All right. The defense, no holes in the offense, only holes in the defense. In my opinion.
No holes in the offense, being the 28th worst shooting three-point team?
Doesn't bother me. Somebody's got to be 28th. I don't mind it being us. All right. Dom, do you have any trades that will make us competitive with OKC this year? I don't. There's no trade. OKC is going to win it all.
OKC, no, I think that there's a combination, though. I find it interesting that this whole article on free agency really has opened my eyes, because I could see a strategy from a front office where they made a conscious decision that we're going to have free agents money every year because the competition is not so good. And if you want to come and play for the Lakers, just get your contract done. Get your contract done and come and play.
That's right.
And we're going to have the money. We're going to have the money to sign you, man.
We're going to have the money to sign you, but we're also going to have
the best. It takes a once in a generation boondoggle, such as we got with LeBron James. Was LeBron James?
No, Luka.
LeBron James.
The boondoggle was.
Well, that allowed the Luka thing allowed you to put LeBron and say, that's okay, LeBron, this is your last year as a Laker.
I don't think, no, this year is not a wash. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's nothing the Lakers can do to emulate what OKC.
We can't catch up. We can't catch up to OKC in a year. But I think what we can do, what they have done is they've set a new model. Forget all of the draft picks that they've accumulated. What they've done is they've set a model where they've got a 14-man roster where all 14 players can play.
Yeah, that's what
They don't have 3 dead players that just can't contribute and 3 dead players that are too old. They got 14 players that can play. And they play them.
12.
Yeah, they play them. They play them. They play them fewer minutes and deeper. And that has changed everything for the rest of the league, because if you want to compete with them, you're going to have to get deep. And then one way to get deep, which we found out last year with Ayton and Smart and LaRavia, is to get free agents, because you don't give up your draft picks, you don't give up your draft capital, and you don't have to match salaries.
I agree with all that, but what I'm saying that you're ignoring, and that most people seem to tend to ignore, is that OKC spent 5 years developing this roster. It's not like they just made it happen. They spent 3 years of losing badly, a season before last of losing, and then they won the title.
Yep.
And that was because they believed in SGA, they believed in their coach, and they believed in the GM. And they didn't panic. The ownership group didn't panic. They didn't. If a guy didn't shoot some predestined number from some predestined
No, they traded him to the Bulls.
and they made very intelligent trades and free agent signings for guys that augmented their best players. And that's what I take away from OKC. I don't care what player does what so much as you just at some point, getting rid of guys for new guys every season stops making sense because you're just starting.
You don't build any continuity. You don't build any chemistry.
There's nothing being built at all. You're just recycling players, and maybe they play well for you, and maybe they don't. And Vanda's a great case study and a guy who played, I think, who just fit much better on a Darvin Ham coach team than he fits on a JJ Redick coach team. And it really just comes down to how Darvin Ham didn't have a singular defensive philosophy. He had like 5 defensive philosophies that the team could deploy in any one game at any time. And they basically had no offensive philosophy other than LeBron, here's the ball. And that was my problem with Darvin Ham. My problem with Redick is the opposite, is that I don't say that we run a ton of plays, and I wish we would run more plays for Hachimura, but there are some plays that we run that are great plays. There's one where like somebody's got one of Luka, Reaves, or LeBron has the ball on the corner arc, and they run like a slotted 3-screen pattern like across the diagonal plane of the court, and either somebody gets open for a cut to the basket, somebody gets open in the corner, or somebody's got a mismatch, a big on small in the paint, and they turn and they make a shot. That's one of my favorite plays that we run. We didn't run it last year. We're running it this year. It's a great play. I don't know who put it in. I don't know if it's one of the assistant coaches. I don't know if it was Luka. I don't know if it was Redick. I don't really care. The fact is that Redick said, yeah, this is a good play, so I'm giving him credit. And so that's one of my favorite plays that we run every single game, and it's a great way to create a disadvantage for the other team on offense. But our defense is so one-dimensional, it's pathetic. And I wish he would stop with the switch everything all game, every game, all the time. It does not work all game, every game, all the time. And if he hasn't figured that out yet, I don't know when he will.
Well,
that's
the reason he went back to it, because I read a couple of specific point was we were getting killed worse trying to fight through because we just don't have the guys that can do that. I mean, it takes a certain.
Well, we do. We just don't play them.
Well,
I think if you play smart,
puts big limits on what you can do as a coach. We have serious problems in point of attack defense, and we have serious problems in rim protection. Those are the two things that you anchor a defense on. Now,
G-Dog 28G has an interesting point. At YYC, every championship team has had a shooting guard who could play on both ends of the floor, and IR has never shown two-way potential.
Well,
that's a valid point. I mean, and look, I will argue that Reaves' offense probably balances out his defense, but at some point you do need to defend.
But what it does is when you got those two guys, when you got two white guys sitting there at the guards, you better get 3 really good, strong, big guys to back them up that play defense.
I don't know if we don't need to put the white guys into it. We just need 5 guys who can play defense. Come on.
It's simple. It's just you got 2 guys who are basically unathletic, really, when it comes down to it. They're going to score basically upon their wiles. They're finesse players, although Luka has the ability to score. But the truth is, you got 2 guys basically. But what's changed the entire argument? I used to say, without a question, that Luka and Austin could not be a championship backcourt. Well, I thought that changed. I thought that Reaves elevated himself to be so good, and I still believe that I think they can be a championship backcourt. But it does put pressure that the other three positions better be elite defenders. You cannot afford Rui Hachimura as your 4. He's a guy who basically gets backdoored left and right, can't stop somebody from going in front of him, and can't pay enough attention to somebody, and does so much ball walking that he's going to get backdoored over and over.
Oh, I forever wanted to combine Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura into one player. Forever. It's like if I had the ability to do that, I would be like, oh, yep.
You know,
right away.
I've coached players like Rui before, and including a couple of my best players that I've ever coached.
His motor is aggressive.
Because he doesn't have the instinct. He doesn't get it. He doesn't
want to grab the bull by the horns and give me the ball. He just never does it. He's like, I'm ready in the corner if you should feel the urge to pass to me.
Yeah.
And should I have daylight?
This little passivity that's built in there, which affects him both offensively and defensively. But I'm still in favor of signing him to an extension, putting him on putting him on the bench, and making sure that Reaves gives him twice as many shots. Because I think the guy could shoot the hell out of the ball. Just get him the shots.
You can't. The problem is, okay, we'll touch on this for like a couple minutes, and then I got to go. But here's my problem: is like if you take Rui out of the starting lineup, you can't put another small player in, because then you're putting LeBron on centers and you're putting LeBron on point guards, and you need a guy who's a little bit.
I think you could put Smart in there because he can play up enough to do it. It's not a perfect solution, and I'm a huge proponent of having positional size at every position.
Well, that's why I would put Vando at the 2, but and we've.
I've always thought that Vando's best position was at the 2 because
I agree, but
he has size on the other guys that he's playing against.
But the problem with both Vando and Smart is that they are offensive holes right now. Now, listen, one of them could turn it around. Maybe both of them could. That would be the best. Would be the best for everybody.
You got a better shot at Smart shooting his way out of the slump than you do Vando. Vando has become more intimidated as a player and offensively. Not only can he airball threes, but he can't great dunk.
Let's not talk about airballing shots because I watched Maxi Kleber block his own layup. Like, come on, man! Like
that was a big shot.
That was, and plenty of guys airball threes. My problem with Vando is that I want him. I kind of wish that we could combine Marcus Smart into Vanderbilt because Vanderbilt's healthier. I think, honestly, at this point in his career, probably the better defender, but he doesn't take the open shot. And I don't mind Marcus Smart taking the open shot. What I don't like is when it comes down the court and it's like 17 seconds left on the shot clock, 19 seconds left on the shot clock, and he gets a shred of daylight and launches. And I'm like, that's not your shot. Run the play. Do what it says on the back of your jersey.
I've always preferred players. I've always preferred players that you had to tone down a little than players that you had to tone up.
If he made more than 23% of his shots, I might agree with you, but he's not. So until that happens,
that's right now. That's just right now. Like you've been. When it's in your favor and you've been harping all the time. It's early in the season. This is a small sample size. It's 20.
All right, well, it's 20 games. It's not that small for shooting 23%. You've had plenty of chances to get it up to around 30. He's still third on the league. He's still third on the team in attempts, even though he hasn't played in the league.
Oh, don't worry. He'll take enough shots that
he'll still be third on the end. If it's under 30, I'm going to be like, I don't know what you were thinking. Go back and look at his stats.
And what you got to do is you got to understand how much the impact that he's had defensively and what a difference that has made. Because he's more than made up. He's more than made up for the few missed threes with what he's done defensively and changing the whole temper.
I was curious about that, and actually, I'm not so sure the numbers bear that out. But I'm not trying to advocate that Marcus Smart is a bad player. What I'm trying to advocate is for him to play more intelligently, to read the plays better. That is within his ability, and just because there's even with an open three. How open is it? Can you just take the ball to the rim? Because if you're not doing that, then that's not a good shot. But if there is if it's like, oh, there's a little bit of daylight, I can shoot.
I think you're prejudiced against Marcus for some reason. You don't give him a fair shot.
I thought we should have kept Jordan Goodwin. He's playing twice as well.
Nobody in their right mind would have kept Jordan Goodwin over Marcus Smart.
Go look at who's playing better and come back and talk to me about that.
I'm just saying.
Go look who's been more available in the same role and is performing better at every single metric you want to throw at me. And then we'll have this discussion. I think you're prejudiced towards Jordan Goodwin. How about that? All right. On that note, I like Jordan Goodwin on now a lot more than I like Marcus.
But he was at best the 14th and 15th player on the team.
He is the backup shooting guard on Phoenix and has been instrumental in them turning
Well,
their season
Phoenix
around.
is a team that was really scraping the barrel for trying to find 15 guys to fill the roster.
We'll see what happens if Phoenix passes us in the standings, and then we'll see what you say. All right.
Do you think that's gonna happen? I don't think you think that's going to happen.
I hope it's not going to happen, but if we don't defend,
I'm
and
sure
if
you'll
guys
blame
are,
Marcus Smart if it happens.
well, no, I'll probably blame Redick more.
No, you probably blame JJ. That's the other guy you're always down on.
No, not always. I gave him some credit tonight, and you're just ignoring it.
Oh, well,
All right. Smith is our new Goodwin. No, I like Nick Smith Jr., but he's no Jordan Goodwin. Nick Smith Jr.'s. I was excited when he's so streaky.
Nick Smith Jr. could be better than Gordon Goodwin.
Okay. On that note, I'm Jamie. That's the most absurd thing I've heard all day. Anyway, they should waive Kleber. No. Don't waive anybody. I got to address this and then we'll stop. So if you waive a guy, it doesn't mean you can do. We have no cap space.
Counts. His salary.
No, we have no cap. Yeah. His salary still counts against the salary cap. So it doesn't do you anything except now it's 14 players on the roster. We have 13, and we still can't sign a guy until January.
You have an empty roster spot and even less money to fill it.
That's right, exactly. And no way to he's an expiring contract, so there's a snowball's chance in hell you could trade him to a team that's going to be capped out, and it's starting to look like they're not going to make the playoffs. I'm talking about the Grizzlies. I'm talking about the Kings. I'm talking about a few teams. Those are my top two that I expect to kind of blow it up. Hey, you got another happy 81st on there. Everybody's wishing you a happy birthday. So Vando got slaughtered by Rudy Gobert playing center. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like that's a bad matchup. Like, come on. He's going to get slaughtered by Abade. He's going to get slaughtered by Jokic. That's not his role. His role is he's a better perimeter defender than he is a paint defender. And when you put him on as a ball hawk role, he's a much better player. But we don't have that kind of defense. And so he's just really a bad fit on this team. And that's what it is. I mean, it's not that Vando's a bad player, I don't think. I think that, like anybody, if you put the guy in the role that he's designed to succeed in, no, listen, Jokic is a great Jokic. Remember when Jokic?
Probably the team in the league. The Lakers need defense, and Vando is sitting on the bench, DMB. What does that tell you?
That Redick doesn't value defense.
The what?
That Redick doesn't value defense.
Really? 9 out of 10 people would say that Vando can't meet the standard that Redick has set.
Okay. I'm going to
come on,
that, but
Jamie, be honest. You've watched Vando play. It's 4 against 5 when he's out there on the floor.
On offense, yes.
It's 4 against 5 on offense, and that is
no different. And it's no different with Thero, Kleber, or Smart. It's 4 against 5 with all of those guys. So you're creating a double standard.
Not to the extent that
you're creating a double standard.
Vando will not even shoot.
You can make that argument.
He won't take a shot in the flow of the offense.
Neither does Kleber.
The rim.
Kleber doesn't
play to go up because he gets
go back and watch Maxi Kleber pass up open 3-pointer after open 3-pointer after open 3-pointer, and then come talk to me because you're not watching the game correctly.
Yeah, but
you're having a bias. Please. I'm serious. Like,
you're so biased. This is incredible, man. JJ Redick can do no right. Marcus Smart should not have been signed. JJ Redick should not be the coach. I mean,
I don't know about the JJ Redick part, but Marcus Smart.
Let's end the show. Let's end the show.
All right.
The Lakers will win tomorrow. Luka's back. Jamie can go. Go to sleep.
I'm here. I'm chilling. I'm less annoyed than you are, evidently. I mean, I said it in the summer. I'm going to say it now, and I'll probably be saying it at the end of the year. And I'll be happy if I'm wrong. I'll be happy if I'm wrong about Marcus Smart. I'm not going to be wrong.
You're going to be wrong. You're already wrong. You have a record of being
wrong.
wrong. The only thing you got going for you is you predict everything go wrong.
No. Do me a favor. I'm happy to have this debate. I want you to actually go and look at Jordan Goodwin's numbers. Just compare Jordan Goodwin to Marcus Smart and come back to me with a. And if you disagree, that's fine, and we can talk about why you disagree. But I don't think you're thinking about this completely. I think you're like, I like the name Marcus Smart.
What the Lakers do not need what Gordon Goodwin can deliver, which is basically
defensive 3-pointers. All he does is defend and shoot.
Good offense, but he doesn't play defense.
He does play defense. Oh my God. This is what I'm talking. All right. No, we are ending the show because now you're just spouting nonsense. The dude's shooting 40% on threes, and he has a plus defensive. He's got the same defensive win shares as Marcus Smart. In more games played, off the bench, the exact same role for half the money. We could have had a 15th player on the roster. But whatever. You have your opinion. It's great. And if you don't want to look at the numbers, that's fine. That's your choice.
Those are numbers for 20 games. For 20 games, you're taking.
What else do we have to base it on?
Basically, how he played in this league, and you're comparing him to all NBA championship player.
5 years ago, 4 years ago.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a guy in a garage. It's a guy in a garage who thinks he's smart.
Tom,
good night.
I know I'm smart.
Good night.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm Jamie Sweet. That's LakerTom, or maybe he's not here anymore. He left. Anyway, I guess I pissed LakerTom off. No surprise there. So says Bronny is the best 15-man other. Whatever. I guess. No, I forget his name. He was on the Lakers a while ago. He was the 15th man on the roster during the bubble. I always forget his name. That's Tom's best 15th man. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the chat. Thanks to Gerald. And I'll see you all guys later. Adios.